Hello everyone. I would like to welcome you to Programming 1. This is an introduction to programming, and we've covered some concepts before. I gave you some notes on unit number 1 and unit number 2. Unit number 1 was all about introduction to programming. We looked at some important terms or definitions that you were supposed to know. For example, we looked at what a program is and what is a programming, and we also try to understand some programming languages, and of course the stages or a little bit of history of programming to say where are we coming from and where are we. Most of the languages that were introduced to you as examples are what we call a higher level languages. You were also introduced to a low level languages or assembly languages, machine code, and many other things. These terms are very important. We need to master them. So the higher level languages are supposed to be translated. We are told that they are supposed to be translated. If you write a program in a higher level languages, it has to be translated into a machine code equivalent, because our computers can only understand or execute machine code. So we were introduced to a concept of a compiler and an interpreter. Of course, not fully covered, because we are going to cover them later in the later units. Apart from that, we also went through unit number 2, which was looking at the paradigms of programming. These are like styles, how programs are written. So we're introduced to 2 broad categories of paradigm programming. The first category was imperative, and another one is what we call declarative. So imperative paradigms have got different examples or subcategories in it. One such example we looked at is procedural. And apart from that, we also had extension of procedural, which we call structural, and we also had another one as object-oriented programming. And under declarative programming structures or programming paradigms, we identified subcategories which were logic as well as function. We gave examples for almost each and every paradigm. So in this unit, we would like to go through something different. This is actually programming stages. Before we start this unit, I would like just to say that I'm planning to give you a quiz next week. And this quiz will cover 3 units, first, second, and third unit. So we'll be required to go through introduction to programming, programming paradigms, as well as programming stages, which we are going to cover today. These should be studied in preparation for that quiz. It will be a very simple quiz, maybe 15 to 20 questions, which will require maybe 12 to 15 minutes. So it's just very simple, multiple choice, true, false answers, fill in the gap, or some questions of that nature, just to check how far you've understood the concepts that have been presented to you. So get ready for that. And also, I've not yet finished marking your assignments. Once it's done, you're going to have your feedback for assignment number 1, which I gave you. That said, let's begin our lesson today.